Oh, see, I'm ready. Y'all should be ready now. Your hands ought to be lifted. How great is our God? Everybody's gonna sing. Everybody's gonna sing. Hallelujah. Y'all feel a little better now? Amen. 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 Sometimes you just got to go ahead and get that praise off, because some people try to wait on the end of service. They try to wait on the right moment. But there's just something ought to just happen to you when you just think about all God has done for you. Everybody's not going to understand it, because everybody wasn't there. See, the more people have their opinion because they saw it from the outside. But when you know that you were in that situation, that you almost lost your mind in, you were in a situation where you almost lost your faith, but something empowered you and said that if you can just keep on holding on, there's something coming around the corner of your praise. And if you can just give me this praise, what's been around the corner is about to show up on you. Wait a minute. Watch this. There's a word on tonight. Promise not to speak before you long. No, we good. church in all day. I hosted my two brothers, both of my biological brothers, were in town this weekend, and I guess they thought we were still young. They wanted to stay up all night. They kept coming in there to check on me. I said, I'm coming. I never moved. All got up out of my nap. Look at somebody say it was a good sleep. You know, when our grandmama used to be sleeping, we come in there and we want something. And that sleep so good. She said, I don't care what it is, don't wake me up. My grandma went in one time and even went as far as say, I don't care if this house burning down. Don't you wake me up. I say, trust and believe. I'm going to be out of here. But nevertheless, there is a word on tonight. I wondered, I talked to the guys in the back. We were back here talking about the significance of this word tonight. And of course, today symbolizes one of the greatest moves and acts of love that the history of our nation has ever seen, which is that by Jesus finding it not robbery that as we were sinners, while we were still messing up, while we were still doing whatever we were doing, he found it not robbery to die for us. Amen. Isn't it funny that we can surround ourselves with friends and loved ones and our ride or dies, but when hell breaks out, you can find nobody but God. What I mean by this is, I know some people have conditioned your mind to hear the traditional, he died, he was buried, and he resurrected on our behalf. I'm not going to take you too far from the cross, but nevertheless, there was a commission that God has released concerning us. Yes. And that release, which was this, that we ourselves must enter into a moment where we are able to pick up our own cross. Yes. We preach from time to time, from year to year, how he was took from judgment hall. From judgment hall. Yeah. In traditional breakups, he was took from one courtroom to another courtroom. Yeah. And they couldn't quite find anything to hold up against him. If I put my street side on for a minute, Rod, they couldn't find no charges that would stick. And they kept conspiring and trying to put things together to try to find out what could we say in order to make the people feel how we feel concerning this individual. Have you ever been in a moment of your life where the enemies and the haters gather up to try to make other people not like you? We got ones that will cause people to gather together and make them not like you, and they never even met you. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where somebody calls you to start talking about people that you don't even know? And before you know it, by the time that it hit the fan, everything is placed on you. Oh, Lord, we ain't never been in no problems like that. Why are we going there? Because I could not quite understand something. I understood that in order to get to a place, I need to give somebody the topic for a minute. If you could, look at your neighbor real quick and tell your neighbor, you're just in time, for the repast. I didn't know why God was taking me here, but as my mind began to condition around this, I began to hear the formalities of people talking about the death and the crucifixion of Jesus. But what nobody really got excited about was that there was a moment that was about to take place that was called the repast. During the funeral, our mind is conditioned and we're focused on how I'm going to deal with the grief. How am I going to live on without mama? How am I going to pray without daddy? How am I going to push without grandmother? And then something has to happen where we understand that the Bible declares that there's something that's about to happen called the repast. Yes. I need somebody to really understand this because I'm going somewhere. Because at the repast, what happens is you have a gathering of people that get around and they begin to reflect upon memories. Yeah. I had the opportunity to be around my family on yesterday after we laid my uncle to rest, and every person that came up had a memory. Every person that crossed our paths has something good to say about Uncle David. Yeah. And I couldn't quite understand this in the natural, so I looked at it in the spirit. Because the Bible declares, watch this, that where 2 or 3 are gathered together in his name, there he is in the midst. You know, you're talking about, you throw me there for a loop, Apostle. Well, I want you to understand that when the repast takes place, that means that people are about to be gathered together talking about Jesus. And at his name, demons tremble. At his name, yokes are destroyed. So if I can just make it to the repast, because at the funeral, people are going to be talking about how he died. At the funeral, people are going to be wondering who all showing up. At the funeral, people are going to be wondering who on program. But at the repast, the mindsets will be on everything that he already done. See, this is the memory part of it, because now I got to find out what I'm going to hold on to now that he's gone. Some people have entered into places in their lives where they feel as if God done left you. You feel as if your prayers are going up and they're hitting the roof and coming back down. And now you have to ask yourself that after the funeral, after this has taken place in your life where you have accepted. Here's the thing that's so beautiful about this, because I cannot get into the repast if I have not accepted kinship. Have you ever been in a situation to where they bury someone and they say that the only people welcome to the repast is the intermediate family? And some people are getting ready to go into a next chapter of your life, and you have to go ahead and make it clear who you want present and who you want to stay out. Because just because, let me help somebody, just because they stay out don't mean they're going to miss it. Because some people are going to be sitting to the side waiting to see if you're going to make the same mistakes. Some people are going to be able to see or sitting back waiting to see how you endured the hardship. Look at somebody and say, my test, not your test. My trials, not your trials. See, we get so quick to ask God to pull us out of something. And then when we see people around us blessed, can I give you a news flash? The people that are around you are blessed because they decided to stay in the storm. They decided to stay in the storm, and you messed around and you were one of the swift. Somebody say, you were one of the strong. I got this from here. But the Bible declares that the race is not given unto the swift. Come here. Neither is the battle given unto the strong. But he turned around and he gave me victory in the same passage. He said, because it is given unto those that endureth unto the end. I don't care how strong you look. I don't care how long you've been enduring hardship. I don't care how long you've been in your situation. If you can just endure it, if you can just make it to the end, there's something about to happen at this repast where it's going to make people know that I connected to him. Have you ever been in school? Somebody mess with you. Some people want to pull up and they want to throw them hands. They want to square up. They want to give you a straight fade or whatever, and then they want to leave you alone when they find out who you kin to. You have to ease up, and they say you might not want to mess with him. You know that's such and such brother. You might not want to mess with her. You know she cousins with such and such. And we have some people that were bold enough. You better hear the enemy. Watch this enemy. Watch this enemy speak. He's bold enough that he don't even care who you connected to. That's right. Because you have to understand that when the enemy comes in and he tries to destroy what God has already orchestrated for you to have victory in, the only thing that's keeping you from possessing the victory is your doubt. We oftentimes say that we have faith. But what we oftentimes do not admit is that we have faith for the condition. we have what we call conditional faith. That means that I got faith to believe for my bills, but I don't got faith to believe for my relationship.
Come on.
I got faith to believe for my friendship, but I ain't got faith to believe for God to do it for me in my job. See, I can't have that. He says that now faith, I'm all over the place because I'm going somewhere. Now faith is the substance, the very essence of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Can I walk this thing prophetically for you? And can I tell you now that your trials and your tribulations are nothing but God producing the evidence? Oh God. He says the substance of things hoped for in the evidence of this is about to be my victory. Come on, you're going to know that I endured. You're going to know that I made it because the evidence that's going to speak for me is that I'm no longer there. Come on, I'm no longer struggling. I'm no longer broken. I'm no longer fearful because I made the decision to make it to the repast. There are some people that show up for the wake because they know they're not going to make it in time for the funeral. Or they just feel as if they just don't want to be in that type of atmosphere. I need y'all to hear this in the spirit. So we show up to the wake because we have another section of people that say, I'm not going to go to no wake because I want to remember them the last way that I saw them. I'm going to wait till they close the casket because I ain't got time. I don't want to see that. But watch this. Let me help you with something. John, the 3rd chapter. Watch this revelation. For God so loved the world.
Yes. Thank you, Father.
And he gave his only begotten son.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If you were to be faced with a circumstance right now, would you sacrifice one of your children?
What'd you say?
Amen, well.
Come on.
It take me some fasting and praying to get rid of one of my little daughters. We ain't gonna keep it real. He loved you so much, and at this moment of him loving you, you were messed up.
Yes.
You ever love somebody so much and everybody else around you telling you that it's toxic? You just can't see it. You can't see what we see. You don't understand. But I love her. But I love him. We've been in those situations. Amen. I guess I'm the only one ever been. I guess the people that ain't yelling, the people that ain't screaming, you were the one that was toxic. Y'all don't want to talk. I shout amen. I've been toxic before. But he loved you so much. While you were toxic, he loved you. He loved you so much till he even made the decision to marry you. He said, I already know that you're a backslider. I already know that you're going to mess up, but I'm going to marry you so you ain't got to worry about how people going to look at you. You ain't got to worry about how people going to perceive you. You ain't got to worry about if people going to believe in you. Why? Because you belong to me. The problem is we don't know the power that we possess because of who we're married to, because some of us are cheating during our marriage. You don't want to talk out loud because you don't want people to know you serve the Lord because you were in the club last night. You don't want to talk to me. You don't want people to know about your relationship with God because you were just taking your shot. You don't want to talk. We don't want people to know about this. And now because of the voidness in you letting people know who he is in your life, the enemy think that is free game. You have not yet let the world know that you're off the market. You have not yet let the world know.
Off the market.
And the enemy thinks that he can try you any type of way. That's why you got friends. After you say you're done cussing, they still cuss around you. After you say you're done drinking, you got your own problems. You got your own struggles. Work out your own soul salvation with fear and trembling. But whatever your affliction or your problem is, once you say you're done, but you're still letting it be around you. I can be around this and I ain't got to do it. I can be around them and I guess I'm the only one that's
Yeah.
Because I used to tell her, oh, don't pull no shots around me. I struggled hard. Don't you do it. Oh, y'all don't want to talk real, do you? Don't you put that around? Don't put that around me. I'm like, no. Oh, you know what? I done took one up. Oh, okay. I guess it's all right. Just don't get this one. Before you know it, you at 9 or 10. How many that was we took? See, he loved the world. That he gave his only begotten son. Watch this. That whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
That's the word now.
Whosoever believeth in their mama. Whosoever believeth in the daddy. For whosoever believeth in their sugar daddy.
Sugar daddy.
Oh, Lord, talk to me. And whosoever believe in your loved one. Lord, but whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but he gives you the reward to it already, that you're going to have everlasting life. Somebody shout, yes, I got it. Everlasting life. God sent not his son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. I didn't come to beat up on you. I come to beat it out of you. Oh, y'all don't want to talk. Because we got some things inside of us that we don't want to get rid of, so it got to be beat out of us. It got to be pressed out of us. It got to be pushed out of us. Come on, Jacqueline Carl. If it wasn't for the beating, come on. If it wasn't for the pressing, if it wasn't for the shaking, he had to get some things out of you, but he had to get you into a place to where you were ready to release it and receive it. I could not release it at the funeral because I was still grieving. I could not release it because, see, the funeral is a representation of anything that God has already caused you to commit to the ground. That means caused you to bury. We talked about the other Sunday that the funeral was canceled. When we got to the funeral, that funeral was for us. And because he already died over 2,000 years ago, the Bible declares that we're overcomers by the word of our testimony, by the blood of the Lamb. If I'm not mistaken, the blood has already been shed. They just sung a song and it told me that the blood still works. And so if the blood was already shed, and if it still works, the only thing separating for it to be activated is my testimony. And so sometimes I got to understand that without this test, there's no testimony. Without this trial, there's no triumph. Come on. Without any of these things that I'm going through, I cannot get to the place to where I realize that I'm standing in the midst of the repast. And the repast, people are conversating and they're saying, who she left a car to?
That's how they talk. That's how they talk.
See, because they remember you posting about the Lord blessing you with their car. Who she left her house to? Who he left his house to? And you know how much money they said that she was worth? Do you know what they did with such and such?
Yeah.
We try to find out about the possessions of a person. When I have already released prophetically that your possessions and your riches are in glory. So while people are looking at what you're leaving behind, they need to really be paying attention to what you're about to possess. Can I tell you, some people are not mad because of what you have. Some people are angry because they see what God is about to give you. You thought that you were in a place of increase in your life, but now is the moment that God is about to do greater than that. I feel like preaching. And so now is the moment of your life that God is getting ready to allow you to show up to the repast. And when you get to the repast, there'll be people that are looking at you. Have you ever been to a funeral? And people are looking at you, trying to find out how you're going to respond, trying to find out how the death affected you, trying to find out how you knew the person, and they're looking at you, trying to see your response. I come to tell somebody that there'll be days that people want to know your response, and your response ought to be that I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praise shall continually be in my mouth. Yes, Lord. I decided that on this day, that when I show up to the repast, that there's going to street meet. Y'all acting like you never been to a funeral before. They're sitting back, waiting to be served. But I got an announcement to make. There comes a day that I'm gonna be remembered. That surely He has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet did we esteem Him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But He generation. They drug him from judgment hall to judgment hall. They still couldn't find no fault. No fault in him. They beat him. They drug him. They mocked him all the way up a hill called Golgotha. And at that place was called Calvary. And when they got there, yes, nails in his hand, nails in his feet. Yes, they did. And when they nailed him, they made a mistake because they lifted him. And the Bible says that if I be lifted up, if I be lifted up, I draw all men unto me. Look at somebody. Shout to somebody. They messed up when they lifted him up. They messed up when they lifted him up. Put him in the grave. But he didn't stay there. Early Sunday morning, he got up. Shout right now. Because he got up for you. Shout right now. Because he got up for me. Shout right now. If he got up for your family, shout. He got up so I can get up. Come on, you better prophesy. He got up so I can get up. And excuse me, but I gotta praise him because I can get up now. Look at somebody and prophesy to her and say, baby, you can get up now. You've been down there for way too long. You can get up now because he got up. It's all right now. You can get up. Somebody shout get up. Somebody praise get up. Somebody shout get up. Come on, if he got you up, I need to know your response. If he got you up out of your problem, you got 30 seconds to respond right now. You ain't on your neighbor. You better respond. your hands. Give me this praise. There's power. There's authority. Your ability to tell God yes in this hour. Say that again. There's power and there's authority in your ability to tell God yes in this hour. Not this season, but this hour. This is a critical stage of our lives where we got to step out. We got to embrace what it is that God would have for you to do. I don't care who's going to believe it. I don't care who's going to support you. I don't care who's going to push you. This hour, God is getting ready to do some stuff in the open. That you cried about in the secret.
My God. Do it, God.
There have been tears.
Yes.
Countless amounts of tears.
Yes.
Filling our nights. Turmoil. Brokenness. Unforgiveness. Fear. Depression. Doubt and stress. We've been wondering how we're going to pull through. Trying to keep on a brave face. Because you got to be strong for everybody. You've been asking yourself, where does the encourager go? Where the encourager needs to be encouraged. But I speak life to you even now. Tell you that your failures were not final. I speak life to you now. Tell you everything that you thought that you were not going to be able to accomplish, He's about to breathe on it. And it shall live. And you shall prosper. I speak to your spirit even now. That all fear is gone. I speak to you now. Tell you that the season of darkness that has clouded your life to make you feel as if you don't deserve to be loved. You don't deserve to be appreciated. Nobody cares for you. I speak strength to you now. Tell you that this is the last day and the last night of a long night of suffering. Crying your last tear. Peace shall find you even now. I speak life to you. No more staying up in the middle of the night. Asking God, what's your purpose? What's the plan? You say, don't try to figure it out. I'll never give you a plan without giving you provision. And if I said it, you better believe it. Because it shall surely come to pass. Look at somebody and shout, it's about to come to pass. In Jesus' name.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God.
I'm talking to you. You shall live. Speak with the authority given to me by God that the suicide spirit will not take you under. You're going to press.
Holy Ghost.
There's work for you to do.
Yes.
God is about to let you rediscover your worth. You have value and you have purpose. You got too much to live for you. I'm talking to you. Don't lay your ministry down. Don't lay your gift down. Because this next wave of glory is going to cause them to hate you even more.
My Lord, today.
Because I'm about to position you. Watch this. For position. I'm about to position you for position. He's about to seat you in heavenly places in your position. Count it all joy when family raises up against you. Count it all joy when they start saying you're acting funny. Count it all joy when the schoolwork getting a little too tough. Count it all joy when friends turn their backs on you because he's still good. This is not the moment to break down. And the only reason the enemy is attacking you because of your importance in the kingdom. Don't abort the gift. Do you hear me tonight? Don't abort the gift. Don't get around people that are going to cause you to miscarry the gift. But get around people that's going to give you the nutrition that you need for the gift to grow. Just make it to the repast. None of us were there when it took place on Calvary. I didn't make it to the funeral. But I'm just in time for this repast. Because this is the day all over the world that they're talking about what he did. I wasn't there, but something on the inside of me is causing me to believe that he died for me.
Thank you, God.
Stayed there. And then he got up. Make it to the repast. And let the enemy know that you got something to say. I know I wasn't on program, but I got something. Going off script real quick. I mean, if it's all right with the family, I just got something. Need a few minutes. Tell somebody how good he is.
Yes, he is.
This needs to be the moment that we take on the charge of resurrecting somebody else.
My Lord.
This is the time that it's going to cause you to resurrect somebody else. Y'all hear me? Somebody's around you smiling and they're not breathing. They're saying good morning, but they're not breathing. Saying, how you doing? But they're not breathing. And Ezekiel breathed into the bones. Said that the bones rose up, but they still have no life in them. Don't miss the stage where you're supposed to be given life. And given life more abundantly.
My Lord.
There's better for you. There's greater for you. Don't let nobody tell you you're too young. Josiah was 8 years old. Mary was in a hot nap. Sarah was in a hot nap. And God did it, didn't he? Josiah ruled the whole nation at 8 years old. And had the favor of God. Only did he rule when he had favor. I make this declaration to you all tonight. We're getting ready to be done. I want you to think about everything that has caused you some type of turmoil over the last few years. Some type of uneasiness. Some type of brokenness. Some of those things are going to be people. Some of those things are going to be places. Some of those things are going to be things. Watch this. Some of those things are going to be us. Because some of us are bringing some of our own self-pain. Because some of the stuff that we allowed to linger in our life, we could have been cut off. Make a decision. And from this day forward, if he went out of his way to do all of this so that I might live, my life ought to be the reflection of how thankful I am of him giving me the opportunity to have life. Let my life be pleasing. And if I never say another word, if I never sing another song, I'll never preach another sermon, that my life be pleasing unto you. It's a fixed fight. It's a fixed fight. When we enter in with victory, there's a certain peace that comes over you.
Yeah.
There's a certain joy that caused grandmother to say, this joy that I had, the world didn't give it. And the world can't take it away. But I can only get it at this repast. We gotta go and we gotta change clothes real quick. We don't want to be the only one out here in the suit at the repast. Why are you saying that? We make it real quick to go clean up in the natural. But we won't rush to get cleaned up in the spirit. Get your house in order. We have not seen the last days of trials. Get your house in order. But we have not yet seen the rise in the number of preacher deaths. Get your house in order. We have not seen the crazy laws that's about to be passed. Get your house in order. But we don't know how we're going to respond at the first sight of war. Get your house in order. We don't know how we're going to respond when they say the job is no longer there. Get your house in order. We don't know how we're about to respond when the scarceness of foods are in the stores again. Get your house in order. We don't know how we're going to respond at the sound of the new disease. Get your house in order. We don't know how we're going to respond at the shortness of teachers. Get your house in order. We don't know how we're going to respond at the rise in suicide numbers of prisoners and jailers. Get your house in order. This is the time. Warning comes before destruction. Real quickly, we're standing all over the building. Resurrection Sunday, so I dare not slide from the seed that we've been sowing. I need someone to get Psalm 51 for me. You have it in the Message translation. We've been sowing a seed for the last 4 weeks. Same seed, we haven't moved from. Blessings and the miracles that have been taking place because of our faithfulness, not because of your money. Your money don't move God. Your faith does. I want you to get your seed. We've been sowing this seed of $51 because of this reason. This ain't for everybody. Some people are going to be like, oh Lord, I ain't sowing no $51, man. You didn't tell your hairstylist that last week, did you? Oh, amen, Walls. Yes, sir. You didn't tell your nail tech, you didn't tell your suit designer. Somebody say, I had this suit since last year. I want you to get your seed. Somebody got this Psalm 51 for me? Message translation? Yes? Y'all got it? Somebody read it for me. Die down and y'all die down real quick. Read it out loud. Read it. Read it.
Generous in love, God gives grace. Huge in mercy, wipe out my bad record. Throw my guilt, soak out my sin in your laundry. I know how bad I've been. My sins are tearing me down. You're the one I violated, and you've seen it all. Seen the fullest sin of my evil. You have all the facts before you. Whatever you decide about me is fair.
That's it. Keep going.
Okay. I've been out of step with you for a long time, in the wrong since before I was born. What you're after is truth from the inside out. Enter me, then conceive me in anew, a true life. So give me your laundry, and I'll come out clean. Scrub me, and I'll white. Pull me into split stepping songs. Set these once broken bones to dance. Don't look too close for blemishes. God, make a fresh start in me. Take a Genesis week from the chaos of my life. Don't throw me out with the trash. Bring holiness in me. Bring me back from great exile. Put a fresh wind in my cells. Give me a job teaching rebels your ways so that the lost can find their way home. Commute my dead sentence, God, my salvation, God, and I'll sing anthems to your life-giving ways. Unbutton my lips, dear God. I let loose with your praise. Going through the motions doesn't please you. A flawless performance is nothing to you. I learned God worship when my pride was shattered. Heart-shattered lives, ready to love for God. Don't for a moment escape God's notice. Make Zion the place you delight in. Repair Jerusalem's broken down walls. Then you'll get real worship from us. Acts of worship, small and large, including all the bulls they can heave unto your altar.
Y'all hear that? I want y'all to apply that to your lives every single day. David had to write this after setting a man up to get killed so he could keep sleeping with his wife. Oh, y'all don't want to talk real though. He felt like he needed to make a sacrifice. He had to tell the Lord, listen, against you and you only have I sinned and done what's evil in your sight. I messed up against you, God. I know this flaw. I know this mess. I need you to take this from me. I need you to give me a fresh start. And some of us are in that place right now where we need that fresh start. And I want you, even if you don't have the full seed, get with someone. Get with someone. And this is just going to take your faith. We ain't going to stay here long. And I want you to get that seed. That Psalm 51 seed. And I want you to get it. And I want you to sow it for your children, for your business, for your ministry, whatever it is. I want you to get it and I want you to sow for that. But I want you to put that thing, I want you to name it. Because this is only between you and God. And like I tell you all the time, your money not going to move God, but your faith is. Put your faith behind your seed. And when you sow it, you believe God for the miracles and the signs and wonders that you want to take place in your life. You believe God. And watch God come through for you. Everybody ain't sitting there to believe with you. But when you believe, you know what you sold for. You know what you trusted for. He moves on your behalf. And it causes the doubters to be proven wrong. You're proven wrong. Listen, when you have the seed, this seed that I sowed, I sow it. Trusting and believing that what I sow for and who I sow for, that it will not return it to me void, but it will accomplish what I sowed it to do. I believe it and I receive it. I got a seed in the ground and it's growing and it's showing. Listen, if you're sowing physically,